You know that feeling, right? If you've ever tried to create anything, a drawing, a piece of music, anything, you get this brilliant, absolutely perfect image in your head. But then you have to actually make it. And that's when you hit the frustrating, messy reality of bringing it to life. Well, this is a story all about that gap, told through one artist's intense battle with a single canvas. This is it. This is the central question for basically every creator out there. We're going to dive into this idea through a short but really powerful poem and a fascinating critique that just unpacks the whole struggle. And trust me, this isn't just about painting. It's about the very act of trying to make something new. So every project starts right here, doesn't it? In the mind, where everything is flawless. The artist knew exactly what they wanted to paint. It wasn't some fuzzy, abstract concept. It was this powerful, super concrete image. I mean, you can just see it, can't you? That stark silhouette, the chaotic water, the sheer drama of it all. It's a vision that feels so complete, so powerful. You feel like you could reach out and touch it. And because it's so clear, it feels totally achievable. Ah, but here's the catch. This is where that perfection becomes a real problem. The source critique has this amazing phrase for it, the tyranny of vision. The idea is so pure, so perfect in the artist's head, that any real physical attempt to create it just feels like a cheap, flawed imitation. And all of a sudden, that beautiful vision, it starts to feel like the enemy. All right, so this is where the brush hits the canvas. This is the moment where that perfect idea crashes head-on into the messy physical world. And let me tell you, the artist does not pull any punches when describing what happened next. And there's no attempt to pretty it up. First off, the texture is all wrong. Those clean, sharp lines from the vision? Nope. They're immediately lost in just a clumsy, muddy mess. Next up, the whole atmosphere just evaporates. You know that dramatic, high-contrast silhouette against the storm? Yeah, that's gone. The light just isn't working at all. And finally, the whole structure just collapses. The composition, that sense of depth, the very foundation of the scene, it's all just described as shoddy, a complete and total technical failure. Now, what's really key here is the brutal honesty. The critique points out that there's no artistic excuse-making. No, oh, but I was trying to capture a feeling. It's just a raw, straight-up admission of failure. The bluntness of words like muddy, wrong, and shoddy is what makes this confession so incredibly powerful and, honestly, so relatable. So, faced with this massive gap between the perfect vision and the flawed reality on the canvas, the artist makes a really dramatic choice. This isn't about fixing a mistake or just starting over. No, this is something way more final. Wow. 3 simple words. An act of complete and total erasure. Not I painted over it, not I scraped it off. The artist chooses pure obliteration, just covering the entire failure in a void of black paint. The analysis calls this total annihilation. It's basically the creative equivalent of taking your project out back and just burning it to the ground. It's a surrender. The artist literally covers up the evidence of the struggle, and as the poem says, just pulls a pillow over their head to hide from it. But here's where the story takes this fascinating turn. See, you can destroy the painting, sure, but can you actually destroy the idea? The act of wiping out the canvas doesn't kill the vision. In fact, it does the exact opposite. The structure of the poem itself tells us everything we need to know. That description of the whaling ship, it appears twice. Once at the beginning, as the intention, and then again, right at the end, as a dream. It's almost identical, but just look at that exclamation point at the end. The vision hasn't just survived, it has come back with even more passion, more intensity. And this reveals the core truth of the whole thing. The failure was never in the imagination. The critique highlights this so well. The dream proves the vision was always perfect. The failure was only in the translation, in getting it from the mind to the canvas. By destroying the flawed copy, the perfect original only began to shine brighter. And all of this brings us to the main event, the core idea, this central conflict that so many of us face in our own work. It's this frustrating, cyclical, and deeply, deeply human struggle. So let's break this loop down. It all starts with that perfect vision, but that very perfection just ends up mocking every imperfect attempt you make. And when you fail, when you literally paint it black, the vision doesn't die with it. Oh no. it comes back even stronger, basically haunting you. That image is now immortal, living rent-free in the artist's head, just waiting for the next attempt. And this whole thing leaves us with one final, brilliant question from the critique. Is this haunting vision a curse, something that's going to forever torment you with a perfection you can never actually achieve? Or is it a promise, a guarantee that the brilliant idea is still in there, just waiting for you to find a way to finally bring it into the world? The paradox is, it might just be both.